Hello, we're back for another episode of the Anime Club. I don't know. I'm just gonna run with it. It's a soft reboot of the Anime Club. I've been watching Dragon Ball, and I'm back here again. The last time I had you here, we were talking about the Demon King Piccolo arc. That was new to me, and I'm continuing to watch it now, and I'm all the way up into the Junior arc now.
Okay.
And dude, I have a my appreciation for Dragon Ball is so much higher than it was before. Like, I am really enjoying this.
I think what's funny though is that you don't start appreciating it until it becomes more Z-like because like the because you didn't really, like you weren't a huge fan in the beginning where it was like the Red Ribbon Army stuff or like the Emperor Pilaf stuff, like you liked it enough but it wasn't your favorite. Now that and that's like more Journey West, kind of like goofy comedy, but now like Demon King Piccolo is like it's like the well, it is. It is like the formula that becomes Dragon Ball Z. There's a big bad. I'm not strong enough. I need to do some special training. I get strong enough. I beat the big bad. All suddenly
Yeah.
that creates a new evil. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, like, at the beginning of Dragon Ball, like, I liked it enough. I just felt like it's kinda like, there's a dip in the middle of it where the beginning is really good. The stakes are very low. He's training, he meets Krillin, all that's great. I like all that. But once he starts, like, when he goes to the Russian outpost at the beginning and he meets Frankenstein, and then it's like arc after arc after arc of him fighting all of these lieutenants in the Red Ribbon Army. I'm like, okay, I can go without another one of these. And it just seems like it kept happening over and over. And even like, I was watching it with Brooke for a while there. You could even see it with her where she's just like, I am not really interested. And I just have it on. And we'd be sitting there and, we're both just muscling through it. But then like Demon King Piccolo started, and like I like the tournaments. Those are all cool, but the red ribbon stuff, it was just rough.
I
So
have
like,
to. I will agree. The Red Ribbon Army is a little long. They probably could have cut out a couple of the generals or a couple of the colors. I have to say, like for me, Dragon Ball, just because I've started it over so many times, like the first arc, like the Pilaf arc, not my favorite. I think it's just because I've seen it too many times. Um,
yeah,
but the Master Road the TN Crane Academy arc I think is great. It's like one of my
yeah, that was
favorites.
very good. Yeah, that was leading
Um,
up into the Demon King Piccolo arc. That was great.
yep. I think it really picks up then because I love it when Krillin and Goku like do all this training with like Master Roshi. They do like the turtle shell thing, the training and stuff, and they're like, it's like, all right, boys, time to do chores, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna like teach us how to like do and stuff like that, and like I like how cunning Krillin is and stuff. Like he can't keep up with Goku, but he can trick Goku. But when they finally get to the tournament, and Krillin, he's like, hey, Krillin's like, Goku, be careful. Where like Goku just like barely touches someone, and he's like, ah, like, because like they don't realize how strong they were, and I just love that.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. So Demon King Piccolo, what'd you think? Like, I thought it was interesting. He wished not for immortality, just his youth, which I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
I,
and it was a bold move to go ahead and just kill the dragon. You'd think he would wish for something else, which I thought at this point in the story they only got one wish, but he like made his wish and killed the dragon. So it's weird, right?
I
Unless
think
you're
yeah.
just doing it as a power play, like, yeah, screw you, you're dead.
Well, like I think he just wanted his youth back, and then he's like, I don't want anyone else to like undo my wish, maybe. And like
Yeah,
and like, or maybe that's just his way of getting back at Kami. He's just like, you know what, screw you, Kami, because like Kami's the one who powers the dragon. It's based
yeah,
off of his power. Um, so I it's been a while since I've seen Demon King Piccolo arc. So you have to refresh me. So he gets he gets the Dragon Balls. or his kids gather them for him. He makes a wish, and Goku can't beat him, so Goku goes to Korin to train, or is that before?
Yeah, so what it is, they're, like, all trying to get the Dragon Balls. They're like, "Yeah, if we could get the Dragon Balls, we could stop him." So then everybody kinda splits up. You got Goku going in one direction, you got Tien and Master Roshi going in another direction, and then, of course, Demon King Piccolo's got his guy Tambourine and Symbol going to get the other Dragon Balls.
Uh,
So they collect them, and then I think Tien and Master Roshi get a good number of them, and then they end up intercepting them, take all the Dragon Balls, and that's when he wishes himself to be young again. Goku was like, that's how you meet Yajirobe for the first time. Is Goku was like trying to get the Dragon Ball from him, and
yeah, Jirobe the Mountain
I
Bandit.
yeah, I knew of him, obviously from Z, but
Yeah,
watching this, I'm like, again, I have so much more appreciation for this character because he's freaking hilarious. Like all of the funniest moments in this show so far have been like from Yajirobe. Like I never even saw this before. And we're sitting there, and me and Brooke are cracking up. Like she was still laughing just today. We're sitting eating dinner, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, remember that one time that Yajirobe was fighting and he bit that dude's butt?" Like, yeah, it's hilarious. It's
yeah,
like,
Jirobe's a menace.
yeah, he's great. He's like a Goku that doesn't care about anyone else, but he's also like kind of scared, and it's like it's great. I love it. He just wants to eat everything. He's eating monsters, even though Goku's like, you can't do that. You're gonna be cursed. It's evil. He can't eat monster flesh. He's like, I don't care. It's good. But yeah, it's that was awesome. Then you see the Demon King Piccolo story go out. So, like, I was blown away when he actually got the Dragon Balls because I thought Goku was gonna like kill him before he made the wish and then spit out the egg, and that's how the junior arc would start. But no, he wished himself younger, and me and Brooke were just sitting there like, ah, what? He did that? Really? How are they gonna stop him now? We were both dumbfounded, like we couldn't believe it. And then you have that's where Goku goes to fight him. He gets destroyed, and then Yajirobe takes him to Corn Tower, and then you find out that the power pole is what's used to get up to the lookout. I never knew that. That was
Yeah.
new.
Oh, you didn't know
Um,
that?
no,
Oh,
I I've never seen that before. That's what
oh,
I'm
that's
saying. Like
funny.
all this stuff now is like because I remember like growing up, I watched Z like at daycare way years ago. And then I would watch Z on Toonami, but before that came on, they had Dragon Ball. So I got up to the point where Goku was like originally climbing the tower to go to Korin Tower, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not watching this anymore. I'm too bored. I'm done.
Yeah,
So then I only watched Z. But
and Krillin hit
yeah,
on
that
a
was
little
all new.
Indian. Krillin hit on like a little Indian boy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was Upa? Yeah.
yeah.
It's it's so good. I've been so blown away by the whole thing.
I like
And
I like the parallel too, though. Like they copied Snake Way with Corrin's Tower, because like, all right, you want to get to this like special instructor, you have to like do this like redundant physical challenge or whatever. Just like, so it's gonna take you what, 3 days to climb the tower or something it was, and like he couldn't use
yeah.
Nimbus. He had to, like, climb it on his own because like that's part of the training. And like for him to get to King Kai, he had to run this snake way. Like you have to run it, you can't fly it. You have to. Well, I guess he Goku couldn't fly yet. I think he didn't
Yeah,
learn.
no,
Yeah,
I think so that's what I'm waiting for because he just we're at the part in the story where he just beat Tien in the last tournament before he fights Junior. So I think in this fight, we just watched episode 141, the four TNs. So I
yeah.
think in that episode, like he was kind of flying, like it looked like he was jumping up but floating for a second, but they didn't specifically show him flying around like he normally does.
I don't think I don't because if I remember correctly, he doesn't fly against when he goes to fight Raditz because he rides Nimbus to fight Raditz, like to go to Raditz, and Piccolo flies next to him. I believe. I don't
Yeah,
think he
so what
learns to fly until after his training with King Kai.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that would make sense because, like, I was watching it and I thought I missed something, but I didn't wanna, like, pause it and rewind it like a total nerd. Like, we'll just keep watching it, Brooke, but I was like, "Is he flying? It looks like he's flying. When did he learn that?" Because at this point in the story, Krillin knows how to fly, Tien knows how to fly, Chaozu can fly, but Goku can't. I don't think. I don't know,
All right.
but
According to Search Labs AI overview, Goku does learn to fly when he's in mortal danger and uses his Kai to move his body, or Ki to move his body.
when is that?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
It says during his long training at the lookout.
Okay.
So maybe he
'Cause
has the ability to fly, he just doesn't use it.
yeah, because at this point, he's still kind of, like, holding back on some of his powers. We're watching the tournament, and he's fighting Tien, and Tien's, like, kinda whooping up on him. So he's like, "Yeah, give me a second here, Tien. Let me take off my shirt." He drops his shirt and, like, cracks all the tiles, and Tien's like, "What?" Classic
So
Dragon Ball trick, but
it's all right. So it says, all right. I won't spoil anything, but all right. But yes, I don't know. It's good. It's
but
art.
it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Um, I do like how Goku normally doesn't kill people. But if I remember correctly, does he use a Kamehameha to launch himself at King Piccolo and then like does
Yeah,
like a golden dragon fist punch to go right through him
yes.
and like oh
Yeah,
my
so
god.
he was, like, holding Piccolo was holding Tien hostage. He was like, "If you do anything, I will rip this guy's head off." Like, he had him by the head, he's like, I will kill him. If you do
Yeah.
anything, you will stand there." And then he was, like, flinging rocks at him, so, like, he broke one of Goku's arms, hit him in the leg, he couldn't really move. So then that's why he did that Kamehameha, it, like, pushed him off the ground to propel himself, and he punched through Piccolo, and he had like the great ape behind him. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And he never uses it again except against I
yeah,
think yeah. Maybe he uses it one more time, but I think it was in a movie. Yeah, it's rarely uses that punch. It's even though it's
that's
devastating.
that's the thing I'm thinking about now, dude. Because Brooklyn is so excited that we're getting near the end of Z, and she's like, or the end of Dragon Ball. She's like, "I can't wait to see Dragon Ball Z, Dad." Because I've been just holding over it for her as long as we've been watching Dragon Ball. Like, if it's
Yeah.
on my phone, I tell her, "No, you can't watch this. You're not ready." Or like my shirt is Dragon Ball Super, so I'll wear that sometimes, and she'll be like, "Dad, you're what's on your shirt?" I'm like, "Ah, you can't look at this shirt. Don't look at it." So I've just been building it up,
Are
and
you gonna
she's so
watch
excited.
Are you gonna watch Dragon Ball Z Kai or the original Dragon Ball Z? I would recommend
So
Kai just because there's so much like filler and like that's where like
yeah.
the memes for like oh five like this planet will blow in 5 minutes and it's like 30 episodes.
Yeah,
Uh,
so, like, 2
I,
years ago, I went and I watched all of Z from front to end. For the first time, I watched it, like, 2 years ago. I watched the original cut of it, and I thought that was, like, awesome. But I know what you're saying, it is long. So I was thinking it would be cool if I did Kai this time because I've never seen Kai. But,
I would recommend it because it's the exact same thing except like because in the past when they were making the episodes chapters were still coming out and like they just needed to like pad out the runtime so there's like a
yeah.
lot of just like a lot of flashbacks a lot of just like really like stretching out fight scenes and stuff and like wherever and just like so all they do is just compress the story so it's just more streamlined and it's exact same storyline. I don't think they cut out anything from Kai. It's just no filler,
Yeah,
like no
and
fluff.
they refined the animation, it looks better, it's more modern, like,
Yeah.
I kinda like the old look of it, but I I'm curious to see what that looks like, so I am thinking we'll do Kai, but my other thought is, because I'm trying to just buy as much time as I can at this point because she's still 5, she's gonna be turning
Yeah,
6, so I'm still grappling with, can we watch that with her? Like, I was thinking maybe we could do it. I was like, if I have Ashley with, all 3 of us will sit there and watch it together. That
right.
way, if Ashley's like, "Nah, thumbs down, we're hold it off," we'll do that, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe we watch the Dragon Ball movies, and that can buy me more time. Like, there's
Oh
not a
yeah,
lot of them, but
The Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, that'd be fine.
okay. So another thing I noticed is Kami House an ode to Kami, or is that a different Japanese reference? I was thinking about that as I was watching this. Like, did Master Roshi train under Kami, and that's why his house is named Kami House? It's
N-
spelled differently, but
No, because Master Roshi trained after the mustache guy. I can't remember his name. He has like a big white mustache.
Master
Yeah,
Muchaito.
yeah, so he didn't train under Kami.
Yeah, but I just got the impression through watching it, it's like, okay, so Master Roshi went to Korin Tower. That's where he got the power pole, was from Korin. He
Oh.
must have gone up there at some point to the lookout, right? He must be aware that that's the pole that connects up to, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, they don't come out and say that, but maybe it just got me thinking about it. I'm like, that would be a cool tie-in because I kind of get the feeling that Master Roshi just knows everything. Like, he's aware of Kami, he's aware of this, he's been around forever. Like, he's almost like a demigod like figure with him and Baba. They're these immortal,
Yeah.
unaging people that have just existed forever. You know, it was a thought I
According
had of like, that's never thought about it.
no, I don't think he did. Um, which is weird. That is a good point. But also, I don't think Toriyama like thought all this stuff through. I think like I think
No.
he had great ideas like later on and stuff and added it on. But it would be cool if like because it would have been cool like if he knew just in the back of his head like oh all along this is the plan. But like because think about it, he had Kami which was God,
Yeah.
and like which is like
Yeah.
means God in Japanese. But then all suddenly, then you have King Kai. But then he's like, and King Kai is supposed to be like this all powerful being and stuff. But King Kai
Yeah.
ain't shit. Like you later find
Yeah.
out because above King Kai there's Grand Kai, and above Grand Kai is Supreme Kai, and above Supreme Kai there is Zeno, and like and all that stuff, and like Beerus. So and it just keeps like stacking and stuff, and like if and now we're finding out like there's lower parts too because there's like the um
There's the whole demon realm,
demon
which
realm and
it
stuff.
ties back to the freaking Dayama. I don't know, it just got me thinking about it, and it's like, God, he is such a master at his craft. There's something about Dragon Ball with me where I just, maybe it's because that's the one I watched the most growing up, so I'm kind of nostalgic for it. But I also feel like it's so good. And going through watching Dragon Ball now, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, it's awesome. And I'm watching this tournament. They have this weird, creepy guy, which I mentioned it earlier, where Yajirobe like bit his butt. The whole joke was like, "Oh, this guy's a nerd. He can't fight, but he accidentally wins. Like, he knocks Yamcha out of the ring, which Yamcha's even getting disrespected left, right, and center in Dragon Ball. So it totally makes sense how he gets stopped at Z. But you know, I never knew that Kami had this other form, and I don't know how that's gonna end. I don't know, like, Junior seems so much nicer than Piccolo did, just from what
Right.
we've seen. Like, he saved that little kid outside of the tournament, and he's just standing by not murdering everybody, which that's kind of crazy thinking about who his dad was, but
Well, not even his dad. It's basically his clone.
yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that's what it is, but I I get, are they gonna try to say like, yeah, it's nature versus nurture. He has his own life and he kind of makes his own
I
decisions.
I think it's supposed to be like yin and yang that even in your darkest self, like because like on like the yin or like yin and yang or however
The
people
good
pronounce it.
half and the The
Yes,
bad
you have like
half.
the like that black half still has that white little circle in it. So like he's still like no matter how evil you are, there's still a little bit of good in you, and like no matter how good you are, there's still a little bit of bad in you, kind of thing. And so like maybe his like he's
Uh,
kind of a dick, but he's still like there's still some good in him, and like Goku has to reach in and
interesting.
pull it out by headbutting him.
Interesting. Dude, this it's kinda crazy because a lot of Dragon Ball is like Goku's training. He meets a new master. He meets friends along the way. Then he encounters a foe. He makes that foe an ally. Then he meets a new master, and that's kinda like the whole
Yeah,
plot of Dragon Ball.
that's the formula.
And then I guess you go into Dragon Ball Z then, and I guess that's where it switches because for the first time he meets Raditz and he can't save him. He can't befriend him. He's not gonna turn around and be his pal so that he actually gets killed there. Oh my god.
I
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
fun
but
going into Z.
yeah, but like with Z though, right after that though, um he trains under Kami. He befriends
Yeah.
Vegeta. Then he goes and then he trains, and then he who does he train under after that? I guess
So
he doesn't
like
train with anyone.
he goes under King Kai, then he starts mentoring his son, so I guess he
Yeah,
becomes the master then, which
yeah,
at that point you could say that the story gets messed up with the Boo saga, but
yeah.
I personally love that saga, even though I understand why people appreciate the Cell saga so
I
much,
don't
but
I don't hate the Buu Saga. I think the Buu Saga is fine. I just wish I don't know. I just have gripes. I have wishes, and like it's a good
it's
show. I
kind
just
of a
wish
mess.
Gohan would
It's
have been
kind of a
better.
mess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
There
whatever.
was so much potential there. That's the problem with the Boo saga is the potential was so high, and they just
Yeah.
squandered it.
And like, I'm not gonna knock people who love it, and I'm not gonna knock people who hate it. I liked Boo Saga. My favorite is Cell. The Cell Saga is great. I think like especially the Cell
Yeah.
games I think is like where it peaked for me, and like that's just my opinion kind of thing. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think you're right. I think for a lot of people, that's their answer, and I get that. I just have like, if you cut out the Boo saga for me, that cuts out so many of the, like I like the fusion part of it, and I know that that's, like, kinda cringy for some people, but I like Vegito and I like, Gotenks, and
Gotenks.
I think that's cool, and then you have Boo just
I
absorbing everybody, getting all these cool new forms, so, like, that's awesome, you
I
know?
like the fusions. I hate the fusion dance.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah,
do the
that was
same bit every time they introduce it because, "Oh, you messed it up. We have to wait a half hour. Try again. Haha, you're fat. Haha, you're old." Like, or whatever,
yeah,
like, it's just like, oh, and it's always Piccolo that's training people on how to do it.
yeah, I
And,
know,
but I don't know. But yeah, I do agree. I love fusions. I think at this point, like, Diama, I think I haven't watched it, but I like the idea of Diama where like we need a hard reset. I would love it if they just did Dragon Ball what ifs, kind of like full
yeah,
like so like do Dragon Ball, but um Raditz survives. Like that'd be kind of cool.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
Raditz is
I
like, you
would
know
love
what?
it.
Let's team
Dude,
up.
now that Toriyama's gone, they have a chance, which I don't know if they wanna do this, like, after he passed without getting his, like, go ahead, but you think it would be cool, like, now it's like, "Okay, he made this mastercraft story. Let's go in and just it's make it make sense, in a way where he kinda forgot things, where Trunks' freaking hair doesn't change color 3 different times through the story," you know? That
Just
would
like
be
deny it.
nice. Yeah.
That'd
I
be
I
interesting.
I would like to see that, like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood kinda thing where it's just touch it up just a little bit. Don't totally change anything, but
See,
I don't
I'd
know.
be fine with that, but I'd also be fine if they just did like I think we talked about this before. Go like 1,000 years in the future. Go like 3,000 years in the past. I don't know. Just same thing with like Star Wars. You have a great universe. You have a great sandbox. Like for Star Wars, for Harry Potter, for all this other. Oh, Harry Potter
Yeah,
actually did that. They try to do that with like mysterious beasts somewhere to find them. I thought those movies were great. Find a new timeline. Like just like you have this
yeah,
great universe. Try something else. If it but like
yeah.
when it
I think
fails, they sink a bunch of money and stuff, so they don't. That's why they don't do it.
I think Game of Thrones was the only one that's done it very, very well. Like House of the Dragons, I was so skeptical about that. And that came out and it's freaking awesome. I
And
love
they
how
already
they just
canceled it.
what?
Yeah. This is gonna be this. They're coming out with another season, and that's gonna be the last one.
Yeah, but that's different because I think that's the end of the story because this is
What?
adapting all of the one book. So
Oh, okay.
after
I
that season, there will be no other story. It'll
oh,
be
okay.
done, which
I thought
I'm fine with that as long as they have an ending. If they
I
don't have
thought
a freaking ending, I'll be pissed. I'll be like, they're
that
doing it again.
I thought, well, I guess I misread the article or misheard the thing, but I heard that they're just doing one more, like after
Oh
this next season is
gosh.
gonna be the end, and I was like, oh god, it's like they're because I love season one, or I love it so far. It's great. I think it's great. I do think it has slowed down a little bit. I was very disappointed with like the second season, just like
Yeah, the ending was weak, but
yeah,
I think that's because the next season is gonna start with the bang and it's gonna go full throttle to the end.
yeah.
Dude,
But all right,
sidebar.
we should probably wrap this up because we're going on another tangent.
Sure. Alright, wrapping it up. That's really all I had to say on Dragon Ball. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm leading up now. I'm at the part where Goku just beat Tien. So Tien's out. Now we have Kami fighting Junior, and then I'm assuming, Junior's gonna win somehow, and then Goku will fight him, and I know he wins.
Here's the thing, though. Uh, if Kami dies, Piccolo dies, and if Piccolo dies, Kami dies. So they have to figure out how to beat each other without killing each other. They are linked.
Well,
They are
that's the part I
so
don't
linked.
understand, like, I didn't understand Kami had the ability to have a human body, like, I don't know how he's doing that because at this point in
Well,
the story,
he's
he's
just
in there he's like a nerd.
yeah, but he just transformed his body. Like I think it's just like a transform, like kind of like um no, what the hell, the pig and like the cat
Oh,
thing.
like a transformation. Yeah,
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 I think that's
Poir
what
and
I think.
Oolong,
Yeah,
yeah,
Puar and Oolong. Yeah, I think that's all it is. It's just him. Like, I mean, he's an all powerful being. Like like the power of the Dragon Balls. Like I said earlier, that's his
yeah,
power. Like that's his power. Like
yeah,
whatever the Dragon Balls can do, technically he can do, or whatever. He's the one who provides the power for the Dragon Balls to make the wish because they're his
yeah.
creation.
Dude, yeah. I love it, I love it. This is a great show. I'm so excited for the ending here. We're getting right there. We have 12 episodes left, and then we're done with Dragon Ball. And then I can finally say I've seen all of Dragon Ball and all of Dragon Ball Z. I've seen all of GT. I've seen all of Super. I'm gonna be finishing Dayama after this, and then I will find. I guess there are like some Dragon Ball animes I need to see, like Heroes, but that's not even like a real thing.
I thought
So
that was a
I don't know.
video
That's a
game.
conversation for another day.
You need to
They
watch
have
Dragon
an,
Ball.
an anime.
You should watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's good. It's funny,
Yeah,
and especially
I I did I did start watching that. So, like, the other day when I was sick, I watched all the way up to the Frieza saga. I'm, like, somewhere in there. He was, like,
okay.
starting to fight Frieza.
I was
So,
gonna
I've
say
seen a lot of it now.
the toughest part of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I think, is like the beginning because once they get to like Cell, it is so good. Like the animation, the voice acting, and all the other stuff, and like the storytelling, it gets so freaking good that like it's hard to rewatch season one of like Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's funny.
Yeah, I was in the perfect state where I was so sick, I was, like, kinda out of it. I just kept watching it, I kinda drift off, I'd come back, keep watching it. So I burned through a lot of it, but, now it's just whenever I'm gonna finish it, which
Right.
the way that I watch stuff, who knows when I'm gonna find myself in the mood again, but
But, all right.
yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining me tonight. This has been our conversation on Dragon Ball. I guess we'll do another one after I finish it, and we'll talk about the ending. So until next time, I will see you later. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what were your favorite parts of Dragon Ball.